Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I'm here today to just list off 5 benefits of growing your own medicine. This is going to be a fun, simple, and pretty quick list. But if you're interested in more on herbs and different types of herbs you can grow, I'll link to a couple of playlists and the last video I did on the herbs I recommend you grow if you're able, or even at least stock up on, and why I recommend those. So one playlist is going to be the herbs and more benefits and uses, where I break down the benefits and uses of individual herbs. Another playlist will be the natural remedies list, where I list off herbs and foods and more that can be good for specific ailments. So that's 3 links for sure I'll be putting down below. So let's get to this list, and just know these aren't necessarily in any order of importance. So the first thing I have on here is that growing your own medicine is just going to be healthier and safer. Now that doesn't mean that all herbs can be taken willy-nilly and just as however much you want. You always have to listen to your body and pay attention to if you're having any reaction to any specific herb, and always start small. But generally speaking, that's usually not how allopathic medicine works. A doctor makes an assumption, a guess, and prescribes a medicine to you, and it could be too much, too little, or completely wrong. Whereas with herbal remedies, you're going to be a lot safer because you can try the smallest possible dose and work your way up. And if you have no reactions and you keep working up and you're realizing, you know what, this isn't working for me, you move on to a different herb. So you're able to listen to your own body and better figure out what your body needs. So that is why it's safer, and it's also going to be healthier for you because most, if not all, pharmaceuticals are all synthetic and toxic to the body. Some of it even just when taken in small amounts for a short period of time, and others will have long-term effects. So if it's something you're on a prescription for supposedly the rest of your lives, like we once were for 15 years apiece on thyroid medication, but then have now been off of it for 13 years because we found our own way. We saw better health benefits by going off of those, because thyroid medication, though generally safe, does have negative effects, especially in long-term use. And a lot of that is what it does to your joints as well as other things. And plus, it creates a dependency, meaning that the body becomes weaker and stops trying to do for itself what it once used to do, such as creating thyroid hormone. All right, number 2 is it saves a lot of money. Even if you can't grow these things, if you have to stock up on them, it's still going to be far more frugal, far more friendly to your pocketbook than having to keep purchasing pharmaceuticals that seem to just keep getting higher and higher in cost. So by growing your own medicine, it is a hedge against inflation. Number 3 is that, especially when you're growing it yourself, stocking up, yes, but especially if you're growing it yourself, that is going to be a hedge against inavailability. So if there's ever something that happens where a certain medication becomes unavailable, or maybe that medication, they stop producing it and start doing something else, but the other one worked better for you, if you can learn how to use herbs to help with whatever ailments, you now no longer have to be dependent on that. So you don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to be available next year, 10 years, 50 years from now. Which, by the way, that was probably the second reason why I decided it was time to go off our thyroid medication a number of years ago, was like, wow, what's going to happen if we can't get this stuff? We're in a situation where we just can't get it, whatever that may be. Then what are we going to do? I wanted to know that we could take care of ourselves when it came to that kind of thing. All right, number 4, no doctor's appointments needed. So thus, you're saving even more money because you're not having to keep going in for repeated checkups and blood tests, which usually blood tests aren't covered by insurance, and so that costs even more. And so I love that I have not had to go to the doctor, and I don't even know how many years it's been. It's been a long time. So I love that I'm saving money by not needing to go in for all of these checkups and blood tests and exams. And point number 5, just being productive, getting out in the garden and growing this stuff for yourself is medicine all of its own, even if you never took that stuff. And why is that? It's because you're getting outside, you're working in the dirt, you're raising your endorphins. It's very mood lifting and very positive. You're getting some sun on your skin, you're producing vitamin D. And then there's that whole confidence and mood lifting of just having the empowerment of doing something for yourself, of taking all of that back into your own hands rather than being dependent on somebody else or some other system to do something for you. So again, medicine all on its own by growing your own if you're able, but even if you can't grow it, by stocking up on the herbs you need and then making your own capsules or teas or tinctures and extracts or syrups. That is also very empowering and very mood lifting. And anyone who's done this can share with you that very positive feeling that they get when they can see that, especially that very first tincture you ever make. And then you use it and you realize, wow, this really works. It's so exciting. It's very good for the soul. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my list of 5 benefits to growing your own herbs or even stocking up and making your own medicines out of those. And I hope others will chime in with some of their favorite points of being able to do this for themselves in the comments down below. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.